dancing among the flowers fine, singing a song that calls to him. Moonlight serenade at my whim, dancing among the flowers fine. Sleeping within the dreaming deep, chasing the butterflies he sends, hoping that summer never ends. Sleeping within the dreaming deep, hoping that summer never ends. Sleeping within the dreaming deep. Vistas unfold before me now, sharing their secrets joyfully. They're bright in hue, yet darkly dire. They warm me with softly glowing fire. They're bright in hue, yet darkly dire. They warm me with softly glowing fire. Moving within the world, following all the gemstone birds, yearning to hear his whispered words. Moving within the worlds between, yearning to hear his whispered words. Kingdoms stretch across the sands, peace rules our joyful lands, a heart that shines through the dark, wrapped in the threads of time. A demon rises from the east, followed by a crimson beast. Oh, the earth is torn and soft, a people know but fear. A warrior raises sword to the sun, calling warriors to follow. Alkosh guides threats yet unspun. His champion goes forth. His champion goes forth. by the warrior's side and prepare for battle. Crimson Beast nobly bestows a horn to defeat his vile foe. Its call forces fiends to fall. Victory seems so close now. The warrior makes one last stand against the dreaded demon. Ice and blood staining peaceful sands. Nighttime fills the sky. Chains and spells bind the demon tight, locking it away in darkness. Soldiers celebrate a new dawn's light, and peace reigns once more, and peace reigns once more.
We'll pluck that bird's feathers one way or another.
him. Say you love him.
Big upswing of bodyguard work since Cosmo took over. Works for me. His pissant thugs give me a wide berth. Easy money.
Be honest, dear, that's what you want to hear.
The cat there's under my protection. You mess with her, you mess with me.
Under the starlight, you can grasp him tight. This one weaves a song. He'll sing it to you all day long. Will you love him? Will you love him?
Careful where you flaunt your wealth, Walker. You are tempting pride. Watch your step in the stitches.
never been to Valenwood, friend? It's like elsewhere, except better in every conceivable way. Of course, wherever you go, you'll need supplies. How can I help you?
The Khajiit and Wood Elves have never gotten along. I mean, yes, we're in the same alliance now, but that means we just hate each other a little more quietly than usual. There's a lot of, what do you call it, contested land in Gratwood and elsewhere. Both sides see borders as suggestions rather than rules. Caused quite a few wars, as I'm sure you can imagine. The Khajiit say that Azura was the one who gave them shape. Turned a bunch of wood elves into the cats and called it a gift, you know. The Khajiit say that Azura was the one who gave them shape. Turned a bunch of wood elves into the cats and called it a gift, you know. I can't imagine what I would do if someone suddenly covered me in fur. There's a lot of, what do you call it, contested land in Gratwood and elsewhere. Both sides see borders as suggestions rather than rules. Caused quite a few wars, as I'm sure you can imagine. The Khajiit and Wood Elves have never gotten along. I mean, yes, we're in the same alliance now, but that means we just hate each other a little more quietly than usual. There's a lot of, what do you call it, contested land in Gratwood and elsewhere. Both sides see borders as suggestions rather than rules. Caused quite a few wars, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Sometimes a little lie saves a ton of explanation.
It was him, I swear it! Sai Sahan, in the flesh. The last time anyone saw him was in the Imperial City.
Let's say you really did see him, and you aren't just drunk off your arse. Why would he come all the way out here?
I don't know, but it must be serious. He's a very serious-looking person.
I never tell the truth to those unworthy of it.
Mara's bosom, he's a dull one.
What you want and what you need are reliable weapons. This one has some well-crafted arms that can aid you, especially if you are thinking of fighting dragons.
I know. A high elf in a mage's guild studying magic. Everyone goes on about high elves and magicka, but honestly, I love working magic. Studying it, really. So many interesting twists and turns and theories. For a high elf, I know. Back home in Alinor, my mother got so frustrated because I'd laugh at the most serious times. I suppose I'm just not a serious person. That doesn't mean I lack intelligence, as my mentors found out, so it's not a flaw. You are not my mother. Still, she understood that Alinor stifled me. She made sure exemplary tutors taught me magic, and now I spend my time studying it. But she was less than thrilled when I decided to come to Senchal for a time. I suppose so. Granted, this isn't one of the bigger guilds and the city is half ruined, but I've already found some hidden and lost gems in the library here. And now I might even see a dragon, preferably from a safe distance.
What can Kargik do for you today, huh? Are you an aspiring mage in need of a sturdy staff to fend off smugglers? An experienced adept in need of a protective glyph to fight dragons? Kargik has magical wares!
I know. A high elf in a mage's guild studying magic. Everyone goes on about high elves and magicka, but honestly, I love working magic. Studying it, really. So many interesting twists and turns and theories. For a high elf, I know. Back home in Alinor, my mother got so frustrated because I'd laugh at the most serious times. I suppose I'm just not a serious person. That doesn't mean I lack intelligence, as my mentors found out, so it's not a flaw. You are not my mother. Still, she understood that Alinor stifled me. She made sure exemplary tutors taught me magic, and now I spend my time studying it. But she was less than thrilled when I decided to come to Senchal for a time. I suppose so. Granted, this isn't one of the bigger guilds and the city is half ruined, but I've already found some hidden and lost gems in the library here. And now I might even see a dragon, preferably from a safe distance.
You look tasty, and it's time for my next snack. A kid, of course. It's not nice to hunt prey in the city. Are you planning to rob it? Oh, do say yes. I'm a little bored. I could bring you down before you took 7 steps. Maybe 8. No, of course not. Sometimes I encourage them to sneak into the palace to steal General Remmors's gold, just to liven things up around here, you understand?
Bringing us something to keep safe? You wouldn't believe. You give us your...
What is it? What is it?
You look tasty, and it's time for my next snack. I kid, of course. It's not nice to hunt prey in this city. Are you planning to rob it? Oh, do say yes. I'm a little bored. I could bring you down before you took 7 steps. Maybe 8. No, of course not. Sometimes I encourage them to sneak into the palace to steal General Renmers's gold, just to liven things up around here, you understand?
You give us your gold and goods, and we keep it safe and secure. That's why we are named Safe and Secure. Bringing us something to keep safe, or taking something out, hmm?
You look tasty, and it's time for my next snack. I kid, of course. It's not like...
The General doesn't see anyone without an appointment.
It's a shame. Dragons ravage nearby villages, and Senchal fears the approach of Dragonfire. Yet no one seems willing to fight back. You seem like a warrior of worth. Perhaps you can aid me. A dragon nests on the nearby island. I believe it plans to attack Senchal. We need to slay the creature before it strikes. Unfortunately, there's not a ship in this city that will sail us to a dragon's lair. Believe me, I've asked. General Renmus, leader of Senchal's military forces, could commandeer a ship to sail us to the island. We need to arrange a meeting with the general and convince him to support us. What say you, warrior? Will you help me slay this dragon? Now, meeting with an Imperial general is faster said than done. The paperwork alone would take days to file, and the dragon we seek could attack the city at any moment. So, I found an alternative method. Your aid and this handful of jewels. First, you must bribe Renmus's scribe Nadama to put us on the schedule. You'll find her in the tavern. Next, you need to speak to Darku in the city's outskirts, just south of here. He can forge our credentials. You will also need to delay Arniel Bronk, who is scheduled to meet with the general today. Arniel's ship just docked in the harbor. If you steal his vessel's manifest, the dockmaster should detain him. That will give us enough time to speak with the general. Lucky be willing, all will go well, and our meeting with General Renmus will commence without issue. Meet me at the... You'd be surprised what people tell a respectable gentleman with a distinguished beard. Take Nadama, for example. I heard that she's been seeking a way to leave Senchal for weeks. A few gems would certainly help pay for her passage. It was easy enough to learn about that braggart. I overheard him in the tavern, claiming that he could forge any document in Senchal. For the right price, of course. Let's see if he has the skills to back up his boasts. All ships coming into Senchal are subject to a cargo inspection, unless they present a sanctioned ship's manifest. If you're able to steal Arniel's manifest, he'll be held up in customs for hours. That will give us time to speak with the general. Yes, Lecky willing.
Had we the time, I would go through official channels. But with so much at stake, we can't afford the delay. The outlying towns have already been ravaged by dragons, and refugees have come pouring into Senchal as a result. They hope that stone walls will stop the dragon's wrath. But it's only a matter of time before the dragons attack Senchal. Why else would it roost so close to the city? I believe the dragon is evaluating Senchal's defenses and preparing for the right moment to strike. We must slay it before it gets that chance. That is my hope. No matter the risk, our best option is to slay this dragon on its own island, away from the innocents of Senchal. Let's hope. I was once captain of the Imperial Dragon Guard. I swore to serve Emperor Varen and protect his empire. But now, with Cyrodiil in disarray, I find myself forced to carve another path. And so I prepare to fight dragons. The Dragon Guard of old were both proud defenders of the Empire as well as dragon hunters. I may no longer serve Emperor Varen, but I wish to continue their traditions. I was even able to find one of their dragon horns, the Horn of Jadari. It's an ancient relic that forces the most powerful of dragons to come crashing to the ground. It gives us a tremendous advantage in battle. I've already used it to slay one dragon, and with your help, I hope to slay many more.
What do you want?
Stealing a work of art is despicable, but destroying one is unforgivable.
Well?
I've little time to talk.
Each one has his price. Mine is 10 gold.
Habadra speaks true. The dragons fought each other.
Your eyes aren't what they used to be, grandmother.
Whether it or will or waver, Darku is your savior. Tell this one, what need have you of the finest forger in all of... Interesting! Most interesting. Diplomatic papers. Yes, that would get you in to see the Shaveskin General. Of course, skills such as Darku's require compensation worthy of his talent. Ah, yes. These beauties will do quite nicely. Here you are, then. Diplomatic papers. All up to date and ready to present. Just make sure you have an appointment, eh? Wouldn't want to walk in on the General unannounced.
Can't you see that I'm trying to drink away my sorrows? It's an extremely delicate process, you know. Doesn't require company. Today, you are very, very funny. General Renmus's schedule is full today. If you want to see him, fill out your paperwork and submit it, just like everyone else. I didn't know you were feeling so generous, Walker. I suppose your name can be added to the general schedule, but that is all, yes? You'll need to secure the proper documents and delay his previous appointment. Thanks for the generous donation. Let's just make sure this little exchange stays between us, yes? I'm going to finish my drink and then find the next ship off of this moon's forsaken city. If dragons weren't bad enough, all these refugees will eat senshal out of house and home. I'm leaving before the riots start. Thanks for the generous donation.
Arniel Brock, we're ready for you now. Finally. I thought I'd never get off this dock. Maybe. Yes, we must. It's right on this crate. All right. What?
Were you able to secure a meeting with General Renmus? And so we must prepare for our first battle, my friend. A battle of wits. Remember, we must convince General Renmus to commandeer a ship for us. With it, we'll sail to the Dragon's Island and slay the beast. Not much. And what I do know, I'm not sure what it means. A ship sailed directly to the Dragon's Island recently. It displayed no banners, and no one in Senchal recognized it. It's possible we're not the only dragon hunters in southern Elsewhere. I won't discount the possibility, but I also won't plan for it. For all we know, this ship was bound for another destination. Or it has other business on that island. Though I'm at a loss as to what that might be. Let's head to her.
Halt! Official business only.
We have an appointment with General Renmus. Here, our papers.
These seem to be in order. All right, you can go in.
It's not every day that Captain Sai Sahan graces my office.
Greetings, General. I am here to request a ship to hunt down a nearby dragon.
Slay a dragon. And this from a man who couldn't even protect our Emperor.
Perhaps you should speak to my companion. They can share the details of our plan.
So, you're a companion of the infamous Captain Sai Sahan. Though I suppose that title no longer means anything, given the current state of Cyrodiil. Well then, care to share how you plan to slay this dragon? An admirable venture, I'll admit, if not a foolhardy one. Unfortunately, I have neither the ship nor crew to lend you for such an expedition. The city is chaotic enough as it is, and I can't afford to spread my resources. Which is precisely why I can't agree to your request. If a dragon does attack Senchal, I'll need every soldier and ship under my command here to defend the city. I'm sorry. Your cause is commendable, but my mind is made up.
Thank you for your time, General. Come, my friend. Let's speak outside.
What is it?
Well, look there. We have a guest.
Wait, hold on. I think I know someone who can help you. Hello, I'm Aelia Renmus, General Renmus's daughter. I couldn't speak freely in front of my father, but I might know someone who can help you get to that island. But tell me, do you truly believe you can slay a dragon? Then I want to help. Or, well, send you to someone who can help you. You should speak to Zaji, captain of the Perfect Pounce. He may be a smuggler, but he cares about Senchal. And he's my friend. He can get you to that island. I know. My father certainly wouldn't approve. Then again, he hasn't approved of most of my friends since we arrived in Senchal. Not that my father's disapproval has any bearing on this conversation. He loiters around the city's outskirts, along with his first mate, Casca. Just look for a doggy rat and a sench rat arguing with each other. You can't miss them. Oh, and tell them Aelia sent you. I should head back to the palace. Good luck!